Welcome everybody. Once I started a chimney in Blender, but this one looks better. Thank you very much, first of all. I think one of the main problems when you start a new model, usually at least, is not to have like a reference to follow, no? So in this case, for example, but usually when I create a model, the first thing I do is to define the reference that I'm gonna follow. So of course, I mean, that's still just the draw that I did, but now having the draw inside Blender, having the reference inside Blender, I can start to model the things, all the elements one by one, taking my time. So probably, I don't know what you did, but probably one of the problem maybe was the lack of reference during the modeling, because usually when you do something like that, so you try to create a model just by memory, that's the biggest problem. It is also like when you try to draw something, you know, and you don't have like a reference. Next time, that's my suggestion. Try to start from a reference and try to break it down in small steps what you have to do. For instance, what I did right now was to create the plane, from a plane to create the floor of the chimney, and now I'm creating this, you know, front part, metal front part, and stone by stone I'm trying to recreate the entire piece. Let's see what I'm able to do during this live. I started right away, like 5 minutes ago. I mean, that's usually the process. Don't try to create the whole thing from the beginning. Just a small step and take your time. Okay, so this model here, for the one that followed this live for the first time, at least here on YouTube, this model here is going to be used on my video game. It's an Unreal Engine 5 video game, it's a platform game, and the purpose of this chimney is to be like a part of the tavern of this game, and even though I'm creating even the small details, we will see this model from far away, so something like that, during the gameplay. So we see just this shape of the chimney, and that's all. We don't need to interact with the model. We will not be able to, you know, zoom in the model. We will see this model from this distance. The reason why I'm explaining you guys this is because this model here is going to be modeled like a low poly mesh, a low poly asset, and that's especially the reason why I'm doing it. So okay, let's see. Now we can start with the first stone block. Once again, I start from a cube. I think it's the best basic model we can use for it. Good evening, welcome. So this model here is supposed to be like a stylized model. So for this reason, I'm trying to create as much chaos as I can with the polygons, because I wanted this stylized look for the chimney. It's a really repetitive task, but the purpose is not to create exactly the shape of the sketch, but to get the feeling of this stylized chimney. The best way to do it is, of course, starting from a cube like so, and then trying to manipulate the edges to achieve the shape that we need. Hello, why you stream on phone? The reply is really simple. The reason is really simple. Basically, I never done a short live here on YouTube, and so it's a way to try out. Usually when I do a live here on YouTube, I use OBS to do the acquisition from the computer itself. Is definitely better. I want to try the algorithm, honestly. So I thought, why not? Let's try. It probably is not the best solution, at least to see better the screen. It's the first time, so I'm open to your suggestions, guys. Even to improve this kind of format. It's not supposed to be like a course or like a tutorial or something like so. It's just a chill, simple 3D modeling. To teach aloud, even to chat here. You're welcome. Okay, we have the bottom part of the chimney. I haven't done the one behind, and I focused mainly on the front view of the chimney. So what we need to do now is we can do two things, or we can define the side of the blocks. So like modeling, creating some sort of variations, or we can focus on the top part of the chimney. I think right now the best is to define all the front part of the chimney and then focusing on detailing the models. So let's keep moving that way. Also because many of the details in this model will be done thanks to the materials. So even if, for instance, here is like a block that I'm placing, all the details, the cracks in the rock and the stone will be done in Substance Painter. So as soon as the model is defined, the base of the model is defined, we will go there to define the materials. This is pretty interesting. Thank you so much, Carlos. Good luck with created 3D models. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. We need to work even on the thickness, because right now it's like really flat, and in my mind, at least when I did the sketch, it was like the double in size. So a solution could be to duplicate, mirror the parts that we need, or we can just scale in the x-axis. Let's try. Ci vuole troppa pazienza per realizzare cose del genere. Innanzitutto, Michele sei il primo italiano di questa live, quindi benvenuto. Ci vuole troppa pazienza. In realtà è questione di, dicevo questo prima, proprio come consiglio a un ragazzo, è questione di organizzazione. Cioè ti dividi il lavoro in piccole parti e poi lo inizi a realizzare. Cioè io qui sto facendo dei cubi e li sto modificando continuamente, nient'altro. Quindi come difficoltà in realtà è molto molto bassa. Ok. Io ho provato a realizzare un gioco su Unreal, ma sono rimasto nella home base. Ho solo cambiato il personaggio con uno bruttissimo. Allora, il fatto è questo, dipende poi dal tuo background. Non so ovviamente tu quale sia il tuo background anche di studi, no? Però se parti subito col gioco è difficile. Cioè, io ho tipo quasi 20 anni di esperienza, se la vogliamo vedere proprio alla grande, no? Ho iniziato a fare videogiochi tipo, cioè a lavorare con Unreal tipo 10 anni fa. Quindi secondo me quello che dovresti fare, soprattutto se ti piace anche il lato artistico, è focalizzarti un po' più su Blender. Quindi modellazione, creazione materiali e queste cose. Dopodiché, appunto, inizi a studiare il codice, perché Unreal è questione di codice. Ok. Il mio background è un tutorial su YouTube, non so bene l'inglese. In questo caso, cioè appunto, focalizzati magari prima su Blender, sulla creazione dell'arte. Poi quando andrai in Unreal comunque troverai molte cose simili e quindi saprai lavorare meglio. Cerca di continuare di più proprio sulla creazione, capire bene come si fa un modello, perché anche per sostituirlo, cioè per farti il tuo modello devi saperlo creare, a meno che non ti metti a comprare tutte cose fatte. Massimo una panchina. Già non è male, una panchina comunque ci vuole un po' di organizzazione. Prova a fare una casa. C'è un tutorial qui sul mio canale proprio sulla creazione di una casa da fare subito, cioè non lo fare alla mia velocità, fallo col tuo tempo. Prima di fare il tutorial della ciambella, no? Di Donut Tutorial, prima ho iniziato proprio con le case, con oggetti di questo tipo, cioè fare una struttura ti aiuta tanto. Okay, what I'm doing now is to optimize the meshes, because as you can see from the distance, it's like full of polygons, so I'm trying to optimize to remove edge loop stuff like that. So in this way, when I export the model to Unreal, I'm able to, the model will run better, because it will not require a lot of performances. Especially on small stone, we need to improve the topology. Hai fatto per caso tutorial su YouTube? Tutorial su YouTube? Sì, sul mio canale ci sono tanti video. Non sono in italiano, però sono veramente proprio basic. Cioè, basta che segui i passaggi, capisci, non c'è bisogno che, appunto, di una spiegazione letterale. Li vedi proprio sul mio canale, nel reparto video, quindi non gli short, ma proprio nei video pubblicati. Leveling up is a struggle. I started with Blender by myself with tutorials. I understood a bit of the Italian dividing little tasks. That's great. That's a good advice for me. I also I should check your shorts. Thank you very much. Actually, in my shorts there are like lots of tips and tricks. So like things that usually beginner does and some advices for to become a pro. But what I suggest to, and even the other guys that are interested, is to check the full videos, like in the videos page, because there are like more complex projects. And over there, even though many of those are like time lapse, you can see how to do big projects, and that's the point. Is still the same. The advice is still the same. Do it in small tasks, step by step. Don't rush, and especially on the big projects like the creation medieval village. There's like 3 of these on my channel. You can see how something really big can be created with a small task. That's the secret. The real secret to create anything in Blender is to do it with a small task. Don't think of the final product, just the small one. No bro, ho appena visto un tutorial, sei troppo veloce, ho bisogno di passo passo. C'è qualcosa di più lento però. C'è anche una serie sulla creazione della casa della Pixar di Toy Story. È una serie di 3 video. È molto più lenta, quindi potresti, secondo me, ti potrebbe aiutare. Ce ne sono tanti video. In questi anni ho creato veramente tantissimi progetti qui su YouTube. You are welcome. Ok, allora a questo punto, now we can create the other side of the chimney. What I'm going to do, since we will not be able to go around the chimney, is to create just 2 sides, left and right, and then, of course, using the previous made brick, and then we will do the same. We will, edit the side of the bigger block. qualcosa mi dice che hai perso tutto il lavoro fatto finora e stai triggerando e stai tryhardando. Allora, mi hai perso... No, in realtà mi hai perso a triggerando e tryhardando, che non so che cosa sia tryhardare proprio per un'idea. No, non ho perso nulla, semplicemente sto cercando di capire qual è il modo migliore per fare i lati. Ci sono vari metodi per farlo, però visto che a me serve che sia... cioè sarà un cammino a muro, penso che questo sia il metodo migliore, quindi mi vado a utilizzare questi due lati giusto per chiudere e il resto lo lasciamo aperto. Cioè in realtà sto pensando mentre faccio, ecco. Vediamo. Tipo ad esempio qui, no? Infatti, qua dobbiamo aggiustare un po' i testi. Sto pensando a un'altra cosa. Potremmo scalare queste parti perché sono troppo lunghi, quindi potremmo scalarli per diversificare un po'. Ma è da provare perché se sta male preferisco fare altri mattoni. Perché in questo momento, come vedete, sono troppo ripetitivi. My body is a machine to turning cool ideas into unfinished projects. That's actually something from, I think, for every artist. I mean, at least all my colleagues, everyone that I know that do 3D art, has like at least 100 unfinished projects. It's just creativity. You think I will do it later, I will do it later, and at the same moment you start a new project. He's a human being. I mean, even Leonardo da Vinci, for instance, was like creating in his time like several projects all in once. But many projects like took 3 years, others 4 years. It was not like a real machine, you know. I start something, I finish something. It was like, okay, I start this, tomorrow I will start another project. In a month I will go back to the other projects. I mean, it was like as an artist, as the flow goes, you know. It's totally normal, believe me. Allora, non mi piace. Torniamo indietro. Facciamo una cosa. Ci andiamo a fare i doppi mattoni. In questo modo sembrerà più realistico. È molto meglio. Molto molto meglio. Facciamo in questo modo. Ok, adesso dobbiamo chiudere la parte dietro. I think I can do my deal with the age when I started. You are very, very welcome. Per la parte dietro semplicemente facciamo un muro molto molto semplice, blocchi aggregati uno vicino all'altro. Anzi, mi piacciono di più quelli sopra. Così, domanda giusto per curiosità. Ma tipo italiani quanti siamo qui live? Perché mi sa che tipo YouTube favorisce magari altre zone, non so. That's the smart UV project. It's not the best of the very best solution to do UV maps, but it really depends on the kind of projects in the or model that you are going to unwrap. In this case, for this model, I think I can do it for one simple reason, because I'm going to bake the model. That's what I'm going to do right now, and then I can apply some smart materials from Painter. These materials can be applied using the 3-planar UV projection, so even though the UV looks like this, which actually is really good because basically each one is a face of the stone, so it is not really bad. But it's good because in this case I can use it, the 3-planar that will place the material perfectly. I'm gonna show you guys this one here because it's something really basic but really powerful. So let's say for instance we can use let's try this material here. So if we leave it as it is, it's really bad. It's really bad because each part of the material is going in a different way. But if I enable the 3-planar, scale it down, you can see that the material is following anyways the model. Of course, this material here is not the one that we are going to use because I have another idea, but that's the solution. So that's the reason why Smart UV projects, if used wisely, can be a good solution. But in this case we need something different. For instance, for the stone I was thinking something really, it's stylized, so we need something really plain kinda, you know, not something like that, for instance, not really detailed because it's a stylized model, but this one looks a bit realistic to me, so we need something more something softer, like let's try to create our own material. So for instance, gray with a bit of red, like orange, red, you know, like that. And then we can apply, let's remove this one for the moment, or scale it up. Like that. We can use even a smart mask to create some ambient occlusion, some shadows, this kind of details. So for instance, we can create a new fill layer, make it dark, make it black, total black. Let's remove any sort of roughness, like that. The color, I said, is black. Okay, and then I'm going to create a mask. So basically, where I want, I can make it look like that. We have some smart mask that will place this effect in some part, in some areas. So in this case, for instance, let's see, for a dust occlusion, this one could work, yes. As you can see, the dust occlusion places this black material just in this area, in a certain angle, you know. So that's not bad, but we can include even some highlight. For the highlight, we need the same fill layer, the gray fill layer, make it brighter, like that. New black mask, and then highlight. So like so as you can see, the highlight goes in the corner, in the edges of the bricks, or the mask, because right now it's really sharp. We need something more blurrish, like that. Global blur is the solution, but we can even increase the presence of these highlights or decrease it. So we need to play a bit with these parameters. This way you can definitely do it. Of course, right now everything is being applied, even to the wood, even to the cauldron. We need to do the other materials, but right now I'm focusing on the stone. It's too much brighter, so let me make it a bit darker. Even dark is not bad, actually. Let's say like that. That's too much, we can decrease it. Decrease even the contrast, so get a bit more of dirtiness here and there. And then let's do another mask, manual mask, so something that we can do by ourselves to define what objects doesn't have this material. So for instance, we know that the cauldron will be made of metal, a metal material. Same from the chain. And for the wood, even this one here is like a material, a metallic material is going to be. So let's remove it. Even this one, and even the floor, because for the floor I want to see if I have a better material. Okay. So metal, still dark, could be a solution. one is not bad. Kinda. Light it up. Where exactly? I mean, I think right now is a bit flat. Of course, talking about the stone. It's a bit flat, so maybe I can try to add a texture, like a normal or something like that, to see even some cracks and similar stuff. Or let's see. This one is also dark, still dark. This one, we can try. Maybe this one darker. Okay, this one here, same color I think, so still not this one. I think there are like too much scratches in the edges. We need something more stylized, more simple basically. Something. Let's try this still. Maybe that's even better because it's not really, it's not too much in terms of scratches. We can apply it to just to this element here. Then for the floor we need a sort of tiles, brick tiles or something like that. I have this one here, it's really good. We need the same color that I did for the stone. So in this case, I'm going to edit the mask with a new level. Actually, not. I'm going to use a filter. This one here, and we can make it darker like that, or we can make it brighter. Why not? We can make it brighter because a bit of contrast is not bad considering the other part, the big part of the tavern, because this chimney will go inside the tavern, if you didn't know. I will show you the tavern as soon as I finish the chimney, so we can test it up and see if it fit the scene. Something like that is not bad, but I'm not really sure. Probably is better without height map, so like that. color, I think we need to edit a bit more. Maybe like that. The stone, I'm not sure about this stone, the brick here, because on my sketch, is my sketch here, as you can see I did some cracks. Right now it's really smooth, so I need to find a way to do it, to include this detail. One could be the use of this material, is like a crystal, but we need to edit, yeah, exactly. We need to edit the UV map. As you can see, we can increase even the effect, but we have this sort of crack imperfection in the stone now. Let's see if I can make it even more evident. Yeah, that's a good point. We can do it better. So let's create a new level, 8, and increase the contrast. So like that is more evident, like that is like before. So something like that, then that's too much, definitely too much. Like I think that's not bad. Now we need to create a new mask, because this one will be used only on the stone, nothing else. So let's create a white mask and select what just the cauldron, the chain, what we don't want to be affected by this material. Now the stone looks a bit more like a real stone. For the floor, we need to improve the color. We need to find a better color, something like that probably, something closer to the chimney. Okay, and then another thing we can do, the wood we can I have several material. We can try this one here, also because I will place the lighting, the fire and this stuff here, so in the game will be like we will not be able to check really close these wood pieces. It's not bad, but I'm not really happy with the cauldron material. so we need to try something else. This one, no. This one. Let's try, for instance, without scratches. Okay. And the chain is really shiny right now, so we can make it a bit darker, like that. Imagine the entire model with the lights, with the fire, so we need to think also that in the game will be placed to this distance. We will see the model from this distance, this point of view. So I think it's ready. I mean, that's already a lot of details for a model that we will see from the distance. Maybe the floor, we can add a bit of height map. That's too much. Level. This is without. I want to add just a bit. Maybe like that. Okay. Here we have something going on here. Let's see. This one, okay. I think that's it. I mean, looks like a stone, so that's enough for me. Probably, I mean, I have the impression it's like metallic, the stone. So I want to try to add a fill layer and remove the metal. No, actually not. It's not, okay. In this case, I think we can export the model, import in Blender, try with the lighting. I'm gonna show you also the tavern that I did already. Then we can see. Let's try even to decrease the texture size. Right now it's 2K. I want to try 1K. I mean, for the game, I think it's enough. But since the model is ready and I can decrease the quality in Unreal, I think we will go with 2K for the export. Then yeah, okay. Let's export the textures. let's go back in Blender, here, shader, let's import the texture. So that's the model in Blender with the textures applied. That's the sketch that I did. Let's place just one light to see how it looks. Let's imagine it's the fire. We need to place a bit higher the cauldron. Okay, more or less that's the effort, that's what we should get in Unreal. I don't think we can call it the final one, because the method of lighting in Unreal is very different compared to Blender, but I mean, it looks like a chimney, I think. What do you think, guys? Okay, let's save it. Now I'm going to show you the tavern that I did. So that's the tavern of the game. As you can see, that's the exterior. But I'm going to create the interior, and I already started the creation. So let me show you what I did up to now. So when we are outside the game, I mean in the island, we have the exterior of the tavern. Then open the door, we go inside, and we see the interior. That's the interior. So the chimney will go right here. That's another sketch that I did. As you can see in the sketch, the chimney, the fireplace was in the center. But I think it's not the best solution, the best position for the fireplace. So I think the best way to see everything while going inside and doing our missions is to place the fireplace in the wall. So let's import this model. Okay, scale it down, more or less is here. Okay, we can make it a bit smaller, I think, probably like that. Yeah, I think that's the best location, the best position for the fireplace. If I place it in the middle, would be something like that. It's not bad, but in the game, the camera view would be this one here. So if we suppose This is the character. The main problem is that at some point we have like a blind spot. I'm not sure I want it, so I think if we place the fireplace here, we have all this space here free for us. Also, another thing is that in the sketch, as you can see, I did some tables, barrels and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's better to have an empty area here. We can even place more tables, for instance. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, guys? I mean, shall I keep the chimney, the fireplace in the center here? And so the player can go around? Or better to place it in the wall? So in this wall here, we have more space in the center. We can even place maybe more characters. The wall. Yeah. Also because I'm thinking, you know, if I place it in the center, then the fires spot the light just in this area. So here is darker. But if I place it in the wall, I'm trying to just with the point light. It's not the proper light, but just to understand. If I place it in the wall, the lighting goes everywhere, basically, and that's not bad at all. Not bad. Not bad. Imagine with the tables, the barrels. That's an area that where we can place even some side missions, side quests. I think it's not bad, but there is even some margin to improve. Maybe here in like a column. Let's see. Maybe to make it more rustic, more medieval, kinda. And one over here. In this moment, it feels like playing The Sims, you know, when you do your apartment. Yeah, something like that. I think it looks a bit better. And then, of course, we can do the same for this corner. Reminds me of Monkey Island. That's perfect. That's perfect because when I did this sketch, when I did this model, I was exactly thinking of Monkey Island. So if it reminds you of Monkey Island, it means I'm doing the right way. Just a bit the column. Okay, usually do lives like this on TikTok. I'm trying to do it the same even here on YouTube. I mean, that's really my first live on YouTube Shorts, so I'm not sure if it's the best place to do it. But if you guys think, I mean, if you would like to see more live, more streaming live like this on YouTube, let me know. At least, I don't know, drop a comment or something. Because I think, I mean, when I started my journey in 3D and with tutorials, I started with YouTube. Then in the last 2 years, I focused more on Instagram and TikTok. But I would like to come back to YouTube and do some live streaming even here in the future. So I need to understand even the algorithm, the notification, because I mean, I think is different from the other social. But yeah, I think the chimney is really good. There are some other stuff that I need to improve, but I think to be at the beginning is not bad. Okay guys, I think for today is enough. I mean, I'm quite tired, so I think we can conclude this streaming. Thank you very much for everyone that has been here during the entire process. Thank you so much for watching. I will probably I will do another live in the afternoon, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Italian hour, so Italian Finnish hour. So it's like 1 hour for the Italian is 1 hour before. I mean, Central Europe time. I don't know, guys, from where are you watching, but let's say afternoon Europe, Central Europe. So yeah. And what I'm going to do in the next live is to finalize the other objects that you see. So this table here, this one will be a place where some musicians will play. So yeah, I mean, there are still a lot of stuff to do. So one piece, step by step, we will do it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day, nice night, I don't know. Depends on the time, but see you in the next live stream. Actually not. Because I forgot something. I was looking to the model, and something I noticed is that in relation to this camera view, in the game, the camera view will be this one here. There is some issues with the proportions. So we need to fix a bit a few elements. Okay, and then let's make it wider. Cioè, il gioco è per un game jam personale, no? Un progetto totalmente personale. Ci lavoro da 3 annetti, e ci lavoro tipo soltanto nel weekend. Insomma, passo dopo passo. Ovviamente non ci posso lavorare a tempo pieno, però diciamo che appunto è una cosa a cui tengo. Sto utilizzando Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5, Blender per modellazione, creazione di animazioni, tutto quello che concerne la parte artistica, Substance Painter per i materiali, il metodo secondo me in assoluto migliore e più veloce. Grazie tante.